Tim Legler with us here in studio as we continue. Western Conference first round series between the Lakers and the Nuggets is over. Waiting to hear from LeBron James. Lakers are apparently sending out players one by one as they're doing exit interviews in the locker room, apparently. No, I'm not kidding. That's the big man, Jokic, on his way to work. And Davis, he had 16 in the first half, and the Lakers pushed the lead to 7. There goes Gordon down the lane, loses it off the back rim, and it's kind of a wild scramble that goes the other way. And D'Angelo run throughout the timeout, and frankly, throughout a lot of the game, just didn't look right. That guy did. That is Michael Porter Jr. What a shooter. Hits the three and the foul. He missed the free throw, but it's a 1-point deficit. Now it's a 1-point lead. Aaron Gordon on the push. Nikola Jokic, Denver up 1. Then it's Jamal Murray. Had the calf issue. Michael Malone said it was an emotional conversation about whether he should play or not, but Murray said there was no way he wasn't going to play. They're back up 2. LeBron looking for a foul. It's not coming. Goes the other way. Book it. 5 of 7 from 3 was Porter Jr. And the Nuggets are on a big run, but it's a 2-point game into the fourth. Now we're tied. Murray over LeBron. He knew who he got, but let me just take a look to make sure. Flexing on everybody. On the other end, the game's tied on an Austin Reeves triple bouncer. Then it's Murray right back at you. This game lacked pace. It lacked a lot of energy for a bit of it. But when push came to shove in the end, it was an absolute battle. Initially, this was called a foul. Davis said all ball. Lakers elect to use their final timeout to challenge. It would be overturned if the Lakers don't get the timeout back because it was their second challenge. Jokic gets the bucket there. It's a 2-point game. On the other end, Reeves hits the 3. Lakers with about 2 to go, lead by 1. Need the win to keep the season going. KCP pulls in the lane. No. Jokic with the putback. Under 2 minutes to go. Denver back out in front. LeBron down the lane with the left. LA back in front by 1. Murray, jumper. No. Gordon's all. That ends this season for the Lakers. What a shot from Murray. Going to his left, hits the game winner. Of course, going to his right earlier in the series. He hit the shot from 3 over Davis, and that means the reigning champions move on. The go-ahead bucket after the game winner in Game 2, the 4th player in the last quarter century with multiple go-ahead buckets in the game's final 5 seconds within a single postseason, and the first with multiple in the same series. All right, Tim, you were describing it a little bit earlier and describing the action in the 2-man game that is just so lethal. And actually, take a 20, make it a full, because you can guess what's coming.
Yeah, LeBron.
It's Rui Hachimura. No, it's actually, it's all due respect.
LeBron, along those lines, if and when Bronny enters the NBA at some point, if you're still in the league, how much of a goal is it for you to play alongside him on the same team?
I don't know. I haven't given much thought lately. Obviously, I've thought about it in the past, but at the end of the day, the kid has to do what he wants to do, and I don't even want to say kid no more. The young man will decide what he wants to do and how he wants his career to go. So, I just think the fact that
that wasn't supposed to happen. When we reestablish what's going on there, we can get back to Denver and hear what James had to say. In the meantime, and
just maybe a thought on how taxing it is to remain a professional basketball player at this level in year 21, age 39 years old.
I don't have an answer to your first question, to be honest. Haven't given it much thought. Obviously, at some point, I'll sit down with Rich, my agent, and sit down with my family and, see what's best, what's best for my career. So, we'll cross that when we need to. How taxing is very taxing, mentally, physically, spiritually, everything. I mean, to be able to, to just play this game alone, and then to, to try to play at a high level is very taxing. It's a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work, and a lot of long hours. So it's very taxing, but it's rewarding because if you love the game and you love the process and you love being great, then you don't mind. You don't mind taking the tax on your body and your mental and your psyche and things of that nature that comes with it. So it's okay.
LeBron, with the way you guys finished the regular season and competing with the defending champions, the way that you guys did, does that give you or still any further confidence in this group if it stays together? Obviously that includes you, but just this group as a whole?
No, because we lost. I'm not a participation guy. We lost, and you move on and see how you can get better. But our season has been derailed all season with just like injuries and guys in and out. And I talked about it all year. He was around us all year. I said it's hard to say who we are, what we can be, because we have yet to be whole. I think we was only probably whole maybe 1 or 2 times this year, and I know one of them was during the in-season tournament. We got whole, and we showed what we was capable of doing. But we was just hit with injuries after injuries after injuries, and it was just hard to come back from that.
Last question, Dylan.
Tonight, was there any thought at all that this could have been your last game with the Lakers?
I'm not going to answer that. Appreciate it.
What was the question that he didn't answer? I couldn't hear it. What was the question he wouldn't answer? Was that his last game with the Lakers? Interesting. Not going to answer that. He'll turn 40 next December. This year at 39, averaged 26, 8, and 7. We talked about it a bunch throughout the year. I mean, we can, and this turns into the argument of who's the greatest of all time, this, that, and the other thing. He's the all-time leading scorer. We understand that. I don't think there's anyone at this age that's played at this level that I've ever seen in my life. I actually, there hasn't been. You're shaking your head, right?
No,
I mean, it's not even close.
It defies logic every time I watch him play. He did it again tonight. It just doesn't make any sense what he's able to do, because I think about, obviously I'm not comparing anything I did in my career to LeBron James, but just I went through that grind. I had a knee injury at 34. I wanted to keep playing. My body wouldn't let me. But at some point, I know before I would have turned 39, I probably would have been like, what? Some other stuff I'm kind of interested in doing. Like, to have that sort of focus, to want to do it as competitively as he is for this long, and your body to be able to hold up and do it as well with that level of skill, the guy should just be nothing but just, we should all be astonished at what we have seen out of LeBron James.
I think we are. And then there is the component that involves his son and what will happen with that. And I think everybody understands, much like Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. in baseball. Baseball is a different sport, but I mean, it's been a stated dream that could happen eventually, and it could theoretically next year. But was this his last game as a Laker? Said he wouldn't answer that, and obviously he'll take the time this summer to sort of sort out what comes next.
Yeah.
What comes next on this show is Tim Legler's about to show you on the touchscreen.
What's your budget on this show?
What happened on that last play?
All right, here we go. First thing I want to do.
God, I hope that works right
there's
now.
Yeah, me too. There's a lot here. The first thing I want to take a look, just here you go. So you got basically a little over 2 seconds difference. Lakers have no timeouts. That's why it's more important than ever that you run this thing all the way down before you get your action. So that's the first thing. And let's go back, Scott. Remember the game where Jamal Murray hit earlier in the series, and it came from a different angle. In that case, the screen came from this side. He got the switch. Remember, it took Anthony Davis down to the corner for the baseline jump shot. So they run two-man action again with an empty side, but they reverse how they run it, the direction in which they come. So the first thing you're going to see is Jamal Murray comes up. You see KCP's in the corner. All right, do you see Jamal Murray pointing right there? Yep. And basically what he is saying is, you get over there. I don't want anybody on this side of the floor because I want all this space when I run a two-man game for Jokic to have to himself. And you're going to see why. Remember what I said a second ago, too, about the separation he got from AD. I want you to watch right here. You see AD is jamming him up. What AD was getting ready to do as Jokic comes to set this screen, AD is going to be prepared to jump out. And now there's going to be more traffic for Jamal Murray. It's going to be much harder to execute this pick and roll. But watch what Jokic does. Goes to this little swim move right there. He gets separation, and what that means, you have now forced Anthony Davis into drop coverage. He can't come running out here. There's no way he's going to keep Jamal Murray from turning the corner on him. So because he gets this little separation on the screen, AD is kind of caught in no man's land trying to play two.
That's a lot of room to cover.
That's right. Murray comes off. You see AD right here. He is looking directly at Murray, but he's very cognizant of Jokic back there. He's afraid to fully commit because this is going to be a drop-off pass here. So he tries to meet Murray in the lane, and instead Jamal Murray gets to a spot, rises up, hits the shot. As you can see, 1.3 seconds on the clock, no timeouts. Lakers in desperation mode. So it's the subtle things